Welcome back. You're still watching Early Starters, and this is Opportune TV. We are so sorry for that abrupt break in transmission as we were about to, start our newspaper analysis. Like I told you earlier, that I will be opening the phone line so quickly this morning for our contributions on the program, so you will be able to participate in the conversation of the day. I'm gonna be starting the newspaper analysis segment with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning, as $200 billion foreign investment may leave Nigeria. Nasima warns because of the proposed taxes on free trade zone. Also, I have gunmen attack church, shoot pastor, abduct 6 worshippers in Delta State. And that's on the page 4. Again, on the page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, I have Ogun to benefit as world's largest protein producer invests $2.5 billion in Nigeria. 5 killed, 4 wounded in Edo over cocoa. And that's on the page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. On the page 21, I have 2 solid stories about a delicate swears in 30 Osun local government chairmen, despite some, people's opinion to not, actually conduct the election. But then the governor says, no, I will conduct an election, and a lot went down. But we can only get a few of these stories or revelations on screen. And also, I have on the same page 21, I have how we gathered eggheads to manage Nigeria's economy. Names Aboyade Nzimiro, Omolayole, Mabogunje, Okongu, Falaye Kalu, top economist. Technocrats tapped for economic agenda. This is coming from IBB. And you will trust me that this is Nigeria, though people have a lot to say, but they want to keep it to themselves, since it is involving big names in Nigeria. And IBB is not just a big name, is a kingmaker, and not just an ordinary kingmaker, but a precedent maker. So whatever he's saying is almost remaining or being confirmed as law. And fresh controversy over return of Obi as PDP South leader. Ramadan, Moria Babika, ya Ramadan. I have a story on the Ramadan. Says consumer goods stock surges by 6.6%, and that's on the page 12. I know that it's no longer news when Ramadan, is about to happen like this. You just see that a lot of things, goes up.
Go on the rise.
Yes. You will see products skyrocketing. You see even foods, not just food. All these our normal praying clothes and gowns, beer, and all of those things, and you see that they just go up, and you be like, itori Ramadan, and the pabambari will now happen when we are about to do Ileya, when you will no longer have the opportunity to even say, Abokina, my friend, this ram, I'm going to buy it for 150. I remember my last year ram, my father bought it for 550,000 naira. Yes,
money for cow.
Yes, money for cow. And so you won't, as a Muslim, they would say, you should continue to observe.
But I think we should change that narrative.
Why? It is more like a covenant between mankind and God Almighty. So it cannot change.
System.
Not just as a belief system. It is what it is. It is in the Quran. Yes,
you must kill ram.
Yes, that you must kill ram. Toba tinori of fair, you have the money to do so, and toba that waleya, you have the capability.
No matter the age of the ram, you can't kill 6 months ram.
No, 6. You have to kill Uda now. Something that something that is big enough to
Okay.
sacrifice to the extra mundane, which is God Almighty. It's just a way of saying thank you, God. And what happened then was that God instructed, let's not do
Let's not do
religion this
justice
morning.
to this
Let's
morning.
just bring it back to what we are meant to have in. I'm going to be looking at this day newspaper this morning. This day newspaper, and I'm going to be starting with, again, IBB. We overthrew Buhari Idiagbon because of their holier than thou attitude. IBB. Years after.
But why is he confessing, please?
I don't know.
Is he?
Maybe
I know
Baba is
maybe
afraid
because
to
he's
go and meet God. Oh.
okay. Maybe he wants to share the way he sins. I mean,
Before going back to the
then,
creator of heaven and
well, if
earth.
he wants to do it, there should be a restitution.
How?
No, that,
But the party involved, most of the party involved are dead.
most of the that's an
Parties,
interesting-
yes.
restitute to their children, restitute to the community,
How?
restitute. That is restitution.
He's saying that this that he's doing is a kind of restitution. You just said that he should restitute to the community, and I think with this he's doing is kind of
No, it should be in
apologizing,
kind and
open
cash.
yeah.
Kind and cash.
So come and give you.
No, no. I don't kind and cash.
Kind and cash, and they will come back to tell you that we have gone to so foundation, the motherless babies home. What happens to what has has happened in our governance? What happens to how this country has been ruled ever since the abrupt, I don't want to say it, please, so that nobody will hold me and say one presenter on a TV program says
No, they won't hold you.
anything can fly.
I am here. Don't worry.
You are here.
Yeah.
So if they want to Shamima go, you say you follow me. I
they-
know you. This day newspaper this morning, I am having a story about Dangote. We have over 600 billion naira petrol in stock, enough to meet in-country supply. In-country supply. But then people are saying this is not so true. I have also alleges IBB this time around alleges his predecessor was monitoring his calls, says Buhari's policies, leadership style too rigid, discloses some governors elected in 1992 asked him to postpone presidential poll, yet allege seat ties. Regrets leaving Abacha behind to work with ING. Oneze demands federal government apology. Repatriation over killing of 3 million Igbo during the Biafra war. Nigeria, I beg you, we no want me fire. Me fire just happen. Adeleke swears in new local government chiefs as APC urges security to stand by its own officials. Well, this is a lovely story. Can I have the Punch newspaper on the screen? Punch. From the Punch newspaper, I have from the window stories, I have tax reform. National Assembly engages caucus leaders as hearing begins. That's on the page 2, and on the page 52, we have enough fuel to meet Nigerians' need. Dangote refinery. Babangida justifies $12.4 billion. $12.4 billion Gulf oil windfall management, despite Okigbo report. And moving forward, Lagos Assembly, Tinubu engages Akonde, Oshoba, others on peace mission. Miranda may step down. That's on the page 60. Politics is about to come to play. Real politics. Think the Babasokwe is about to happen, and some people have gone to apologize on behalf of Obasa, and the game is about to change. Now on the burning surface, have APC PDP clash as El Rufai woos opposition. Party berates Kaduna ex-governor for romancing PDP big wigs and others. IG squadsman secretariats as Oshun local government poll crisis rages, and that's on page 6. On page 5, I have stepfather Friend arrested for impregnating 14-year-old in Lagos. This is so pathetic. It is so disheartening. I don't like stories like this. It keeps me more like embittered for the whole of the day. I'm always looking for a way to say, báwo la ṣe máa jàjà, it is something that gives me so much unrest
Concern.
inside, or against this act. And we have people that have faced the panel, but some people still feel that they can still do it and go scot-free. Some people feel that even if they catch me in court, she not to kill me or not to send me to 14 years imprisonment, things like that. But then the unrest means that, oh, when are we going to really nab the perpetrators? When?
Yes.
What? Where do we really need to take them to court before they receive judgment? I'm not saying that we are supporting for people to take laws into
Jungle
their hands,
justice.
or
We are not
jungle
supporting
justice.
jungle justice.
But then
But
something must be in
the
place so
rule of
that
law
these
should be
people
in
will
place.
feel it. They will feel the heat. Why
Okay.
should a stepfather and his friend impregnate a 14-year-old?
And his friend.
And his friend, a stepfather.
Is
That
it,
means that's the husband to the mother of that young
no,
girl.
is it women
She's not
sharing
even
or
a
girls
young lady,
sharing?
she's a young girl,
A minor.
14-year-old,
Let
a
me-
minor.
a minor.
That's the word, a minor.
A minor. That's I
That's so
don't know,
pathetic.
it's preposterous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous to human health.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous to our society. Such things should be treated.
Oh God.
accordingly.
Moving forward, I have stories about Southwest governors lack power to stop Sharia panels. That's from the Kwara Judge. Oh, well, we are not all practicing Sharia law or having to absorb the Sharia law. So anything about the Sharia law should just stay in the north, I
the
beg.
north.
So moving forward, I want to take stories from Nigerian Tribune this morning. I've taken Nigerian Tribune, This Day, Punch, and finally Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard newspaper. I have APC Makinde war over Oshun local government polls, and that's on the page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. It's even making the burning surface of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And State of the Nation. Why Nigerians are angry. Ango Abdullahi. Whether military or civilian regime, good governance is key. We don't need new states. That's on the page 14. I can now see some people are against the creation of states. No to scrapping of NDDC. Shekiri leaders tells Tinubu. And NLC to IMF. World Bank stop lending to unaccountable leaders. Bam. We have 600 billion worth of petrol in storage, says Dangote. That's on the page 43 of the Vanguard newspaper. 1966 coup. IBB has vindicated Igbo. Oneze Chekwa Sokore says, and that's on the page 11. Ganduje, Minister Biker over Kano APC chairmanship, and that's on the page 13. I have why I introduced SAP order to policies. IBB states, that's on the page 39 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And I have a picture story of, I am not saying you should not help your friend, but why is he always broke? A queer chap, he once told me whenever he gets his salary, every woman becomes extra beautiful. Prof, hope you are not on this table. Yes, and finally from the world of sport, I have 2026 World Cup qualifiers setback for Chile as Super Eagles injury was worsen. You will tell us more about that when it's time. So back to the studio. Like I said this morning, we will be discussing governance and corruption. can we win the fight? 32 years after the old MKO Abiola and IBB saga, Abacha inclusive, now we are seeing the truth, come out from the horse's mouth. So there is a saying that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. But I hope your head does not hit the wall before getting to the end of
It
end of
depends
the
on
tunnel.
how big the tunnel is.
Depends. Yes,
If the
it
tunnel
really
is big,
depends.
the head might not
It's
hit the
it's
wall, but he might coach a little to pass.
It's so pathetic what we experience today. It's so pathetic what we experience. Why should anybody come 32 years after that? Because that's my major concern. And when we talk about corruption, we talk about governance, these people's name cannot be removed from the they are on the A list. They are the big wigs.
grade.
Yes. Now you know what
A
I call
grade.
politics? I call it a political industry because it's more like an industry now.
No, it is an industry now.
Of course, yes.
In Nigeria, it's an
It
industry.
is an industry. It's not about the people. It's not about the grassroots. It's not about anybody. It's not about the
No,
citizens.
wait. I don't want to use the word industry because industry has machines, and let us use the word institute.
No. Away from institute. Institute is the regular thing.
Okay.
Institute. That these people are serving or here for a purpose. Okay. But for the industry, the industry, they are always there to make money.
Okay.
The industry is about someone, a business, a brand. Yes. A brand's corporate identity.
Okay.
They want to sell you something, show you their value to receive something.
Then
So I see no reason why IBB should come out now 32 years after and say that all of these things that happened, I was there. I'm even a partaker, and I want to tell you that I'm sorry. 32 years after,
he should forfeit
the explanation,
all the explanation,
yes,
and the finance involved. He should give it back to the Nigerian purse. But the challenge there is that if they give it back to the Nigerian purse, how are we sure it's going to be used? And like all the billions we are hearing, billions, where are they, for God's sake? Where are the billions? On this note, I want to start with this. Obasanjo came up with the Bofia law in 99.
Okay.
Just to truncate what has been happening from the 80s. Banks, bankrupting, banktigism, bankruptcy, everything is just coming up overnight. A lot of change, Somebody will just start a bank before allegate him with one bankruptcy. A lot of, I don't want to mention name of banks.
I understand.
I don't want to mention name of people. So after the Bofia law, something happened. He brought the Oputa panel.
Yes, Oputa.
The Oputa panel, that's what's the name of this
area
young
father,
fellow,
yes,
area father.
yes.
He says he's 71. He and the Tinubu are each. Yes, sir. So we said, so the Oputa panel, he's a justice. He brought the Oputa panel to be able to sanitize the country because there's a lot of higi haga. Let me use that word. There was a lot of things that was not clear. Just like a lot of people now said, hey, he was the one that brought GSM. He was never the one that brought GSM. He was one of the people that truncated the ITT plan. If you have ever heard of International Television and Telephone.
You know what? We'll continue the story right after this short break, and we will be opening the phone line. Please take enough water because of course we'll have an open conversation on the program this morning. So the number to call is 0706 143 7670, 0706 143 7670, and the topic for today's program is corruption and governance. Who will win? Are we going to win corruption? Are we even going to, have good governance in Nigeria? Don't go nowhere because Michael is ready to take us down the lane of history, not memory now, down the lane of history. Stay tuned.
Lagoon Hotels, a home away from home with world-class hospitality. Comfortable and affordable rooms, conference and meeting rooms for all occasions, open space and co-working area, 24-hour restaurant and bar, providing both local, international and continental cuisines, live music and entertainment on regular basis, constant power supply and watertight security in and around our premises. Blue Lagoon Hotels, situated at number 16 Tunji Adewoyen Street, off Afurubin Road, Ijegun, Lagos State. And for the inquiries, call 080-5668-7855 or 080-6527-3657. You can also visit us at www.bluelagoonhotels.ng. Blue Lagoon Hotels. Hospitality is our business.
No be play we come for today. Oh. I come they beg now. They beg everybody. I beg because of our colleague, our friend for media. We be comedian too. We una know as Itu Baba Ita. We name be Suleiman Hosseini. Now because of him, I come here today. Oh. Since September 2024, last year, he done dey sick. And when they diagnose him, they can say he get heart and kidney related issue. But now, as soon as they see him for the screen, so his leg don't swell up. So as in body, all in shoulder, they don't turn. So now he don't even get strength again. And the main problem we he get now, the money to they buy drugs. Even before them go talk of surgery at all. But make he get money to they sustain himself. And the drugs are very expensive drugs. That make me come to my fellow Nigerians, come they beg when I beg with anything. 1,000 na money, 2,000 na money, 5,000 na money, 10,000 na money. Make una help us support Hosseini Emmanuel Suleiman, where would they call Itu Baba Ita. Now one of Benga Adeboye's boy, where they present with Benga Adeboye for Fumotan in those days. Now in this critical condition now. I beg, you could help you get about 4 children with wife. Again, for this wahala, I beg my country people. The account where una go help us send money to, una want assist us, I beg. We could pity amo, we could show love. The account na Hosseini Emmanuel Sule 0420496090 Wema Bank. Once again, 0420496090 Wema Bank. The name na Hosseini Emmanuel Sule. Now thank you everybody. You can help show love. You say love your neighbor like yourself.
Welcome back. The focus of the day is corruption and governance. Can we win the fight? Examining corruption in public offices, corruption in anti-corruption agencies, and of course, accountability. And that brings me to the story of NAFDAC DG. That's Professor Mojisola Adeyeye. She says she stands firm. People have been telling us that we are disturbing trade. We are not disturbing trade. We are protecting lives. We are protecting our young people from becoming useless. Speaking, during a particular conference, she defended the agencies that they have intensified operation in Onitsha, Aba, and Idumota, where over 1,000 personnel are targeting counterfeit and unregistered medicines. NAFDAC's mission remains clear: safeguarding Nigeria's pharmaceutical sector for the well-being of all. And that is what she is saying. Please, can I have it tracked up, please?
This purpose. These are all controlled drugs. These are all controlled drugs that are not supposed to be on the streets. But many of these are smuggled into the country. we are talking of whatever we are doing, from PCN side, they have violated the regulation. You are supposed to be registered to site license, for site licensing, and for the practitioner. Most of these are not, of these shops. You are supposed to have good distribution practice. None of this. How can you find drugs in a toilet?
Oh.
And somebody is going to use that. What we are seeing in Onitsha, big warehouses without a window. The only thing that goes there is you can get in is the door. That is why we are doing what we are doing, to protect our lives, to protect you and I. And I've mentioned it often, that when you are ill, you just want medicine to relieve you. You don't keep going around and going around. You are supposed to get medicine as quickly as possible and use the medicine to get relief.
Yes, well, we know that you are working and we really appreciate your contribution to the society. But then I think NAVDAC needs to do better. They can do better by, sensitizing the people about what product to use and what product not to consume. And they need to, keep us updated on the names of the companies that has been sealed. And maybe not really verified, but there are stories of a particular pharmacy, selling products to people, and doctors are advising people not to buy products, medicines from that very pharmacy. And yet you still have this pharmacy, buy the whole environment, and they are still, doing their regular business. So what stops NAVDAC from visiting that very pharmacy? What stops the doctors from contacting or reaching out to the NAVDAC officials to come and, check the place? And when, they found the owner of the pharmacy wanting, they should just seal it up and stop telling people, don't buy, oh, don't buy. How many people will hear don't buy? How about people that, do not really go to the doctors to get a prescription
before
they go to the pharmacist, believing that they have a pharmacist in there to attend to their needs? Like, okay, I have headache, I have a little cold, can I just get this? That person will just enter the hands of a very wrong person.
Quack.
So yes, a quack. That's just the word. So why not just try to visit all the pharmacies? Every jurisdiction should have officials, attached or sent to areas to just go check and certify some of these pharmacies that we have around. And still looking at corruption and governance, the number to call is 0706 143 7670. And we are talking about anti-corruption agencies and also examining corruption in public offices. And now IBB is coming to tell us that all this that happened then, I know something about it. And he gave this particular story on the Punch newspaper this morning about what I called SAP, because I know that I'm going to give the definition of that acronym. And the story remains that why I introduced SAP, other policies, IBB says. So for the people that do not really know what SAP means, it means Structural Adjustment Program. And this program did not fulfill its course. Then, Michael, did it fulfill its course?
The Structural Adjustment Program should have fulfilled its course.
But then it did not.
But it did not. And why did that happen? Is because the IMF, International Monetary Fund, wanted Nigeria to be part. After the oil boom, one thing about the Europeans, if they don't have your database, they don't have your demograph on anything, they will want to hinge you for you to be part of the monetary fund system. Since they see that Nigeria have a lot of money, They have no database with the European community. They have no database apart from the World Bank. So they just created something. They told IBB, they said, when you go to Nigeria, change this, change that, give loan to farmers, sponsor rice, sponsor beans, you know, the groundnut pyramid is no more there, sponsor this, sponsor that. But then the groundnut pyramid was going down because they have found oil. And now, who is to go back to the farm? So IBB now said, okay, he now met a professor that created what we call People's Bank. That People's Bank was later tagged as Farmers Bank.
Yes.
He claimed and agreed. I use the word he claimed because if you go to facts and figures, it's not there. But the People's Bank existed. Now, that People's Bank was being handled by, is it Tai Sholarin?
And the Farmers Bank is not even.
It's not, before
It's not
you know.
functioning anymore.
Before it's not functioning. So the challenge there was this. He now brought a system. So, okay, they now said, okay, increase this, increase that, increase that. I remember that time, at least that structural adjustment program made a lot of people poor. Because from a bag of rice was 90 naira to 100 naira, immediately it went to 500.
That's the duplicates of the policies we are having now.
What
You know,
happened
and yes, we have policies that is not in favor of the people, policies that people cannot keep up with, policies that people cannot even access the so-called benefits coming with the policies. Please continue. I just wanted to, you know.
The challenge there was that, why were they borrowing funds? What are they using the funds for? And why? Where is the fund going to? Okay, you want to do farming, no manufacturing stuff, no tractor, no nothing, and you want to do farming. So the IMF, I won't want to use the word first, because IBB went to meet them to collect this loan. But then Nigeria had a lot of money. There was so much money in the system that we don't need
To borrow.
at all. So him bringing that is just trying to, you know, force the system to bring a particular result, which in the long run there was no result coming. Nobody was doing anything. Now they had to put it on that professor that started People's Bank that he squandered money. You gave a lot of people money. People have been used to the oil boom now. In the 1977 oil boom, they shared money. Our fathers and our grandfathers told us that they shared money.
I thought you said our fathers, because my father was not there. If my
They
father was,
shared money to people.
Yes.
No, they shared money to people. Schools.
how many people?
To schools. No, some people were
No, I want to
beneficiaries of it.
corroborate what you just said. Talking about IMF forcing, or they shouldn't, you know, borrow us loan again. And this is a story from the Vanguard newspaper this morning, where NLC says to the IMF and World Bank that stop lending to unaccountable leaders. And you know, accountability is key, but it's just so disheartening that in this part of the world, we do not have what accountability is. So what happened to the structural adjustment program in full?
The structural adjustment program failed because people were not returning the money. There was no measures to say, okay, you guys have this fund, pay so percentage, give so time. Now the professor had a very large heart. He wanted to run the system. But the people have already tasted corruption. Since they've tasted corruption, nobody was refunding the money. Nobody was interested to go to the farm anymore. Nobody was nobody wanted to even hear anything about farming because we have the oil. So everybody started focusing on oil. You know, the groundnut pyramid started going down. All the yam tuber farms started going down.
That's the cash crop.
The cash crop started going down. Nobody wanted to do cocoa again. You know, cocoa was the hub of the Nigerian economy in a time like that before the oil boom. Now, when those things started happening, instead of the banking system,
But cocoa is still.
I was just telling then it was the hub before. Now, when the banking
Because
system,
it's because of that cocoa that we are receiving $40.5 million.
well, because we still have the roots.
And the people from the Ondo axis are the ones that let me not use that word. It is well.
the challenge there was that, since the cocoa thing, but the people, majority of them don't want to go back to the farm. So because of that, you have a lot of bylaws, you have a lot of saying, okay, what's happening in the economy, what do we eat, what do we drink, before funky finance started coming up. The banking system now erupted. In the 90s, the banking system was booming before the Wonder Bank.
Okay, to participate in the ongoing conversation, I have the phone line displayed on your screen, and I'm going to call it and also tell you that we will be giving you a WhatsApp line on this program starting from today for you to drop your comment and also your take on a particular topic. And the number to call is 0706 143 7670 0706 143 7670. And for you to participate again, you can reach out to us via WhatsApp, sending your message to this number 0905 661 3935. WhatsApp message alone. WhatsApp message only, please. WhatsApp message only. 0905 661 3935. That's our WhatsApp line on the program. Please, anything aside message, please do not call the number. Just send WhatsApp message. 0905 661 3935. It will be displayed on the screen shortly. Sorry for the should I say I just had to break your beautiful history. Yes, can we have it?
So the bank, after the 80s, the 90s, after the structure adjustment, there was a lot of money in the system, so they have to create banks. But normally, industry and banking should go in pari passu. But now, since there's a lot of money, how do you move money without the banks?
How do you move money without
Yes,
let's go on this short break. When we return, we'll bring you stories from the world of entertainment and of course business, and of course Babambari from the world of sports. But we are going to be continuing this conversation right after this break. Don't go nowhere.
Blue Lagoon Hotels, a home away from home with world-class hospitality, comfortable and affordable rooms, conference and meeting rooms for all occasions, open space and co-working area, 24-hour restaurant and bar, providing both local, international and continental cuisines, live music and entertainment on regular basis, constant power supply and watertight security in and around our premises. Blue Lagoon Hotels, situated at number 16 Tunji Adewoye Street off Afurubin Road, Ijegun, Lagos State. And for the inquiries, call 080-5668-7855 or 080-6527-3657. You can also visit us at www.bluelagoonhotels.ng. Blue Lagoon Hotels. Hospitality is our business.
Now David Jones do the bit.
Let them say how they wanna say. I'll be who I wanna be. Let them say how they wanna say. Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi. Mo máa dolówó, ojú ló pẹ́ sí. Má ṣe rèmi lọ́lẹ̀ because we give me nutrition. Ìjẹ́ kan máa dúró, flying overseas. And my success will be where your two eyes can see. You dey laugh me when I dirty and you say you be my paddy. Don't worry, I go invite you come my party. A friend cannot say wetin go kill your hope. Instead, you go help wash your dirty with a soap. Let them say how they wanna say. I'll be who I wanna be. Let them say how they wanna say. Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi. Let them say how they wanna say. I'll be who I wanna be. Let them say how they wanna say. Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi. Bàbá mi ẹ̀ máa jẹun ọmọ, ìyá mi ẹ̀ máa jẹun ọmọ. Nítorí wípé ẹ̀yin nígi lẹ́yìn ọgbà mi. Bàbá mi ẹ̀ máa jẹun ọmọ, ìyá mi ẹ̀ máa jẹun ọmọ. Nítorí wípé ẹ̀yin nígi lẹ́yìn ọgbà mi. Ìgbàgbọ́ mi, ìrísí mi, òun ló ń tì mí lẹ́yìn. orin afẹ́rẹ́ mo ń jẹ́ o. Òun ló ń tì mí lẹ́yìn, ìgbàgbọ́ mi, ìrísí mi. Òun ló ń tì mí lẹ́yìn, orin afẹ́rẹ́ mo ń jẹ́ o. Òun ló ń tì mí lẹ́yìn. Let them say how they wanna say. I'll be who I wanna be. Let them say how they wanna say. Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí mi. Let them say how they wanna say. I'll be who I wanna be. Let them say how they wanna say. Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí mi. Never ever give up. Keep your head up. If you believe, you will achieve. Never ever give up. Keep your head up. If you believe, you will achieve. Every player hating me, always underrating me. I'm making history, nothing less than victory. Every player hating me, always underrating me. I'm making history, nothing less than victory. I'm a winner, I'm a leader. No matter what you think of me, I'm still gonna be your winner. Let them say how they wanna say. I'll be who I wanna be. Let them say how they wanna say. Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí mi. Let them say how they wanna say. I'll be who I wanna be. Let them say how they wanna say. Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí mi. Let them say how they wanna say. I'll be who I wanna be. Let them say how they wanna say. Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí mi.
Blue Lagoon Hotels, a home away from home with world-class hospitality, comfortable and affordable rooms, conference and meeting rooms for all occasions, open space and co-working area, 24-hour restaurant and bar, providing both local, international and continental cuisines, live music and entertainment on regular basis, constant power supply and watertight security in and around our premises. Blue Lagoon Hotels, situated at number 16 Tunji Adewoye Street off Afurubin Road, Ijegun, Lagos State. And further inquiries, call 080-5668-7855 or 080-6527-3657. You can also visit us at www.bluelagoonhotels.ng. Blue Lagoon Hotels. Hospitality is our business.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin múmìnì àti múmìnà òdodo pé a kú ìpalẹ̀mọ́ oṣù àwẹ̀ Ramadana tó wọlé dé wẹ́rẹ́. Oṣù alápọ̀nlé náà aṣojú gbogbo wa láṣẹ Ọlọ́run ọba Aláwùrábí. Ẹ gbé ìpolówó yín wá kí ẹ wá ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ ètò. Ẹ dìde ẹ mú sáàrì jẹ pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ ọrẹ odidi 30 ọjọ́ gbáko, ẹ̀bùn lọ́kan òjọ̀kan àti oríṣiríṣi àǹfààní ló wà lórí ètò Ẹ dìde ẹ mú sáàrì jẹ. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́, ẹ pè ẹ̀rọ ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ 0703 063 1673. Moria Babikaya Ramadan.
Welcome back. You're still tuned to your darling station, Opportune TV, and this is Early Starters. Again, my name is Miriam. Okay, and my handsome Bobo in the studio is here. Yes, the number to call in for you to join the conversation is 0706 1437670. I take it again, 0706 1437670. And we are focusing on the topic corruption and governance. Can we win the fight? Examining corruption in public offices, anti-corruption agencies, and of course accountability. If you are not accountable from the very small space that you are heading, then you cannot be accountable when you have a larger, you know, um, uh, thing to manage, or you have a higher rank or position, when you can actually, lead a whole lot of people. And people will say that it's only in government, too. People in government are not doing it right. How about people in private sectors? How about people heading churches, religious organizations? Do we have accountable persons now? It's not just about being accountable as a government. Are we accountable as an individual? Because if you have a particular position you are holding, are you working, to hold or maintain your position as the head of whatever it is? Or are you actually working to ensure that the organization, gets to the peak of its game? Or are you willing to work towards ensuring that you bring that reputation the organization deserves to, to have? Or are you working towards creating the awareness that will bring a bigger opportunity for everyone working in that organization? So it's not just about the government, it's not about the political space now, it is about individuals and we people in general. And corruption and governance. Again, you can reach us on WhatsApp via this number 0905 661 3935. 0905 661 3935. Please, no phone calls, just WhatsApp messages to that very number. So I'm gonna be taking these business stories. It's about Dangote Group announcing that its refinery is now refining 57 million liters of petrol of premium motor spirits, that is PMS, commonly known as petrol daily. It says this production capacity is sufficient to meet 100% of Nigeria's local demand for refined petroleum products. Speaking during a tour of the refinery complex by Zambian government delegation, the president of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, reveals that his company, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, has enough premium motor spirit in storage to sufficiently meet the local needs of Nigeria. And we can see that we are always experiencing hike in pump price. If truly your PMS can meet the need of Nigerians, why are we experiencing fuel scarcity today, or hike tomorrow, or the fuel is not even in circulation, and we are talking about corruption? And this set of people will still come out to say, no, the government is not doing enough. Okay, the government needs to give me autonomy. Okay, the government needs to work towards ensuring that we have a greater Nigeria, and you are not fulfilling your promises. I remember the promise Dangote refinery made to us on commissioning this refinery, and I am not even saying 1/4 of what is said. Corruption and governance. SAP did not work. Structural adjustment program did not work. I remember the Bank of Industry during the tenure of that's Jonathan. And I remember when I was in service, a lot of promises almost turned into covenants. I mean, don't worry,
The
Bank of Industry
no,
will help you.
The Bank of
The Bank of,
Industry.
and this time around, this new administration says its own is about policies, unfavorable policies. I'm not shy to say it. It does not favor this kind of setting.
You know what I'm saying is this. The Bank of Industry is like a backlog of what the People's Bank had done the other time.
Okay.
Because there's nothing like accountability in the Bank of Industry. And if you talk about accountability, we still have one thing people are evading, which is known as transparency. Because even though if you account, you can bring names. Now, those names can be maybe names from your village, name being tailored or written. But that thing, you cannot take it away from the present day governance, because we're not seeing anything. And the only thing we see is our figures.
Is our figures. That takes me to this story of the federal government, talking about Saudi Fund for Development. And the federal government says that through the Minister of Finance and coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, he says that the federal government hosts a high-level delegation from the fund, led by its CEO, Mr. Sultan Al-Mashad, in Abuja. According to the ministry's Director of Information and Public Relations, Mr. Mohammed Manga, the discussions focuses on key areas of economic collaboration, including industrial development, renewable energy, and infrastructure investments. Mr. Idon says, it says, we have laid a strong foundation for collaboration, and over the next 6 months, we expect to make significant progress on our first joint infrastructure project. It praises Saudi Arabia's impressive economic achievement under its Vision 2030 initiative, particularly in the tourism and infrastructure sectors. And the question remains that, what if eventually, or per adventure, we have this come into manifestation? Are we going to enjoy it as Nigerians? Moving on to the next story, I have my story coming from the angle of a tough economy, and this particular one is about food, because I read something yesterday. Was World Cancer Day, and the World Health Organization talked about food poisoning and eating contaminated food. And a lot of us consume preservatives, and unknowingly these preservatives used for our foods just keep them there. They are no longer useful to the body, and when we consume it, it kills us from inside. And that's why we are having a lot of ailments, illnesses, sicknesses fly around, and most especially we're having the spread of cancer. I pray that cancer will not be our portion, in the name of our Lord God Almighty. And the story says, due to the high cost of living and low purchasing power of masses following rising inflation, survival is based on various innovative means, and this affect the cost of living and the cost of buying beef and live chicken. This is a funny story, but then it's indeed what is happening. Compared to the previous years, barbecue operators have been dealt with, and they are facing a lot of problem. And because of the lifestyle we practice here in Nigeria, we discovered that most operators of barbecue and all this fish, mangala, and all of those things, you see that it is now expensive. And not just expensive, these things that they use are contaminated. I remember the story of this white man saying that the chicken without feathers is what they will bring to Nigeria. And I saw a very a video flying on TikTok about how our people that eat esiadiye or noriadiye, akpadiye, you see them going to a frozen store where they sell frozen chicken, and they started pouring out spoiled chicken and selling it for a very, very low and highly reduced price. I used highly reduced to tell you that the food has no value anymore.
value
So
at
they are
all.
just trying to sell it out for people to just buy and eat so that they will get something back into their
In
pockets.
return.
Yes, and this is killing us, and we need NAVDAC, we need you to come on board. We need agencies that are in charge of what we consume. I think SON is one of them,
That's all,
and
yeah.
they need to work. Moving on to the next business story, I have a story of GMO talking about why he appointed a new Stanbic IBTC stock broker. The Director General of the Debt Management Office, Ms. Patience Oniha, says that the agency appoints Stanbic IBTC as government stockbroker owing to its comprehensive, diversified financial services provider status. According to her, Stanbic IBTC is a comprehensive, full financial house, and the brand is both strong and respected. Yes, I love Stanbic IBTC Bank when it comes to stock exchange. They are very, very good. I remember I used to co-anchor a program, a stock broking, stock breaker, and everything about the stock, and you will find Stanbic IBTC on top. They will give you full analysis. They help people sell their stock, buy stock, invest,
Okay,
reinvest,
that
and
means they are good
they are
stock
very,
managers.
very good stock
Good stock
managers.
managers.
And finally, I want to take this story before we go back to our structural adjustment program that failed, and we talking about governance and corruption. But before then, the Nigerian Shippers Council announces that the Kaduna dry ports processed and cleared over 500 containers of goods within the last 3 months, all thanks to the Gen Zs that are now drop shippers without shops. Director of the Kaduna Port Office, Buba Adanjuma, confirmed this on Tuesday morning, and he reiterated it yesterday, Sunday afternoon, during a press conference. He said, because that one did not go viral on Tuesday, let's talk about it again on Sunday, because people need to know that the Dropshippers Council are really working. And this morning, we have the story on all our dailies saying that the Nigerian Shippers Council says they have received and cleared 500 containers. The director of Kaduna Port Office, Buba Danjuma, confirmed this, during a maritime industry sensitization. I feel that it is important to tell you that um, our port are still working. Not just that we have the land borders alone. We are also working towards ensuring that Nigeria favors all, even though this policy is not letting us breathe. It is not letting us breathe.
Is it the T-Pain or the policy itself?
The policy itself. Yeah,
What-
what
the
is
policy
policy
brought about
without
the pain.
T-Pain?
What?
There is no
The
policy
policy
without.
brought the T-Pain.
No, the T-Pain brought the policy.
But T-Pain is like a song you sing to a lot of people. Everybody knows
Eh,
T-Pain.
we are all singing the song, and
T-Pain,
we are out there. We are singing the
T-Pain,
song,
T-Pain,
and that is we are singing the song. Sorry, we missed this call. God Almighty. Yes, the number to call is 0706 143 7670. 0706 143 7670. And you can join us on WhatsApp 0905 661 3935. Yes, for the studio line, join the conversation live now. 0706 143 7670. MCR is going to do well to put it on the screen for us to know how we can join the conversation in at our studio this morning. Good morning, beautiful lady. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're looking so gorgeous. You're looking so beautiful.
As usual,
So
thank you.
before I take you, to the political zone, let's quickly see what you've got for us from the world of entertainment.
Good morning, Anticians, my people. As you all know, my name is Lydia Ajay, and today I brought hot gist right from the stove, no gas.
Gas.
Firewood.
Okay.
Firewood.
Anyone. Jimmy Adekoya, I'm sure we all know who Jimmy Adekoya
Yes, I know
is.
Jimmy
A former
Adekoya.
president of Redeemed Christian Fellowship who got married this weekend to a guy. Yeah, he's a
Gabriel.
former Christian Fellowship leader.
That means he's a
He's not-
Gabriel.
yeah, he's Agege. He's an Agege man.
He's a Gabriel.
Yeah.
That's your name.
So following the circulations online, you know, Nigerians that we must criticize, we must see our own. So many
No.
people have been
In this climb, we don't celebrate gay or we don't celebrate LGBTQ whatever. So you should expect backlash. You should expect people frowning at
I want
his
to find out
choice of
find out.
relationship.
Did it happen in Nigeria?
Yes, in Nigeria.
Are you serious?
Yeah, very serious.
Amazing.
And he's now saying, why should anybody talk
Anyone
about
criticize-
him having,
Former
a kind
president.
of relationship? Not just relationship, it's a marriage now.
Yeah, he married.
He married.
So
He married his fellow man.
They beautiful.
So in his words
Beautiful.
on social
Very
media,
beautiful rubbish now.
No,
said
you just said
beautiful
beautiful.
No, beautiful rubbish now.
Please,
You
if
just
you're
said-
trying to reach us at the studio this morning, I don't know, maybe it's the network or something. We are seeing your calls, different numbers, but then it's just beeping and, it's just terminating. So please reach out to us via this WhatsApp number 0905 661 3935 0905 661 3935, or please do well to please step away from that zone that you are. Just move forward a bit. Maybe it's the network. 0706 143 76704, the studio line. Please join the conversation. I can see the calls. We missed some calls already, but please do well to try to reach us. Yes, Gabriel.
Like I was saying, I'm not Gabriel, though. The thing is that, in this part of the world, such thing is not part of our culture.
It's not even.
It's not even part of our tradition.
It's not our tradition. It's not our culture, and we cannot embrace it. We cannot celebrate it.
Humanity, whatever.
You know what? Most of these things that are happening now is mostly, observed, celebrated, inculcated, imbibed by the blacks. Yes.
Blacks where?
Yes, blacks. Maybe
Where?
Nigerians. Wait, hold on now. I will give you examples.
down,
Nigerians abroad, you will see them do it, and they are doing this thing basically, particularly, specifically for money. That is what I see.
No,
I remember this story. No, it's not even the story. You should know this person I'm about to talk about, the head of Christian Association of Nigeria.
Yeah.
His son is a Gabriel, an Agagarian.
But the thing there is that they pay a lot of money for that.
And the father
Do you know
tried
they give a lot of
disowning
money
this
for that?
guy. Yes, that is what
They
I'm
give a lot of money for
saying.
you
And he
becoming a
said the
Gabriel.
money he earns from being a Gabriel
Is it Gabriel or Gabriela?
is enough to is enough to make anybody, whoever he or she wants to become in life. He's saying it specifically. So it's not like they are recruiting people into the coven, or should I say into the platform, or should I say association of Gabriel?
No, association.
So in its words, he said the only offense he has made now is when you are an agege man and still loves Christ, when you're a Gabriel and still love Christ. So that's his word.
Who says he loves Christ?
As per former
Did Christ?
Redeemed Christian
Did
Fellowship
Christ? Wait,
leader.
the question is, I'm going to ask this question. I'm putting this question straight to Jimmy Adekoya. Sorry, Jimmy Odukoya. Jimmy Odukoya.
Adekoya.
It's
So you know
Adekoya now. I know that it's
oh my
Adekoya.
God.
Jimmy Odukoya is the newly, appointed head pastor of, I don't want to mention the church, but Jimmy Adekoya, I'm putting this straight to you wherever you're watching this, or you have the opportunity to watch it on social media. Did Christ Jesus, or did he practice LGBTQ, or was he an Agagarian? Was Christ a Gabriel? At least we know of prophets in the Bible. We know of prophets in the Quran. And all of these people are married to women. And people that are not married to women stay as they are. They did not marry. They did not even have children. So what are you saying? If you want to practice the Christianity that I know and I've read about, why don't you just stay put, become a monk, or rather stay celibate. So stay celibate. Please, enough of Jimmy Adekoya story. Please, to the next story. To the next story.
Award-winning Lollywood actress Adesua Etomi
Oh, my beautiful
has
lady.
described 2024 as an emotionally and physically draining year. Well, that year it was for everyone. Actually,
It was not for me.
Well, it was physically draining.
Okay,
for
maybe the
everyone.
physically draining, the T
It wasn't for me. It
not for
wasn't.
everybody.
It wasn't.
you.
It
Okay.
wasn't.
So take
It wasn't though. But then I know deep down that it was an emotional.
It was. So taking to our Instagram
Okay.
page, the actress reviewed a month-long battle with a severe form of pregnancy sickness,
Oh,
which
jeez.
left her hospitalized. And to make the matter worse, her husband also had cancer surgery
Oh, Jesus.
last year. Yes, Banky W had a cancer surgery, another surgery to remove a cancerous tumor during last. So she said that last year was, well, yesterday was her birthday, so she wrote a long post thanking God, and this
So
is
on behalf of the whole crew of Early Starters on Operation TV, we want to say thank God for keeping Adesua Itomi and our lovely husband, and in fact your entire family. God will continue to uphold you. Please, to the next
Amen.
story.
The next one, popular TikTok Capella
100 million
has
naira.
achieved another career highlight.
Oh my
After
God.
Nigerian British boxing champion Anthony Joshua unexpectedly joins his live stream on
I love
TikTok.
that. I heard about. I read about it this
Fella is
morning.
just giving us
And,
back to
you know,
back.
not just back to back. That's the grace of God. Not be everything be juju. Not be everything be juju. See, I just see this guy. You know what comes to my mind? I feel it's just somebody who reincarnated. To me, I'm serious now. I feel it's someone who reincarnated, did not fulfill its purpose, and when God, grants him another opportunity to come back to life, he's now fulfilling it. He's fulfilling it in a way that nobody can even say, I made this guy. Because Pella is God made. Forget it. You know why I say Pella is God made is because even Vado, you know why I call
Yeah,
Vado?
Vado.
Vado called Pella himself that Pella wa jeka jo se nkan kan papọ̀. People started calling Pella not because Pella, went to, parties or started meeting with people or started reaching out to people or tried to use his TikTok to, talk to people.
Small
But
man, big
God,
grace.
yes, God
Small
just
man,
made
cause
Pella
it-
himself.
Ah.
So Pella, this your grace where you carry.
I beg, give me some.
I know one from your
Not
grace.
tap.
No, I know the tap.
You know they-
I don't know which kind grace in they carry. I beg, I know the tap. Me, I know they tap anything where I don't know the source. And since I believe it's coming from God, I'm asking from a new and fresh grace from God.
Me too.
Yeah, I
God.
agree with that too.
Yes, I'm not tapping
Flesh,
from
no,
any.
I don't need to
I
tap.
want my own to come.
I
don't
want
need
And
to
when
tap.
it
I don't
comes,
need to tap.
I should
I
have
want
long life
mine
to enjoy
to
it.
come
We'll
to-
call. I'm going to call it for a very short break now. When we return, we'll bring you more stories from the world of entertainment, and of course, round up with our SAP that did not work.